disappears in explosions. This week in the machine, the noise gets louder while the memory erodes. Documents surface from the locked archive, guard testimony scheduled for the cameras. Millions of pages spill across the wires, every network feeding the spectacle. A name resurfaces, another email, another accusation buried in debate. One side cries cover up, the other screams hoax. Meanwhile, the structure stays untouched. The corridors of leverage stay sealed because scandal inside the empire is not designed to end. It cycles, deposition to headline, headline to outrage, outrage to distraction. The bomb is always louder than the document. This week in the machine, the scandal turns to smoke above the ledger. This week in the machine, the war drums rise and drown the questions better. This week in the machine, the louder crisis always wins the measure. War maps redraw the nightly broadcast. Strait of Hormuz blinking red on the screen. Warships moving through narrow waters. Oil markets tremble in the background. A president jokes about hitting targets just for fun. Echoes through the briefing room. 2,000 lives disappear in the footnotes while the anchors discuss deterrence. 6 airmen fall from the sky in Iraq. Another entry in the operational log. Meanwhile, the empire counts spending with books that no audit can explain. Gas climbs, freight climbs, food climbs, but the sacrifice speeches remain perfectly rehearsed. Because in the theater of empire, the public pays the bill while the deals are signed behind the curtain.
Fear becomes acceptance. Acceptance becomes infrastructure. Infrastructure becomes authority. The system learns. The system scales. The system never sleeps.
This week in the machine, the code begins to write the battlefield. This week in the machine, the algorithm decides what power reveals. This week in the machine, the network watches every moving field. The chatbot studies the battlefield map. 3 targeting routes appear in seconds. Terrain analyzed, jammers deployed. The human signs the recommendation. A 10-year contract builds the Alcandacia. $20 billion to standardize the stack. Hardware, software, data, and compute. The infrastructure becomes permanent. Banks deploy their governance models. Algorithms checking risk and compliance. Your credit, your payment, your fraud score, all processed behind closed systems. And above it all, the network revolves. 6th generation, tower sensing movement, signals bouncing off bodies and machines. The environment itself becomes the sensor. The system watches, the system predicts, the system decides.
Citizens become data points inside a network that never voted.
This week in the machine, the scandals fade, but power keeps expanding. This week in the machine, the wars continue while the code is standing. This week in the machine, the empire runs on systems never answering. Exposure becomes noise. War becomes policy. Code becomes governance.
And somewhere in the signal, the machine keeps